Welcome back to footballmatrix.com weekly edition podcast. I'm your host, David Lawson. Again, no Stefan Housen today. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but hopefully you'll join me soon. So today I'm going to focus on the mercurial Frenchman, Thierry Henry. And the reason why I'm focusing on him today is because when we talk about great football players, for some reason, Henry's name is never mentioned. When we talk about modern great players, his name is also never mentioned. You know, people always talk about Ronaldo. People obviously talk about Zidane. You always mention Ronaldinho. Some people mention Rivaldo. But for some reason, Henry is never mentioned. And I've always found that crazy. Like, how can someone with his resume never be mentioned? It's my view, Henry is one of the top 20 football players of all time. When you look at Thierry Henry, he's had 10 seasons of success. So that is between 1999 to 2009. That was Henry's prime. Let's just call it. Those are his best years. That's his career years. And you look at the time. He's had 5 seasons of 20 plus goals. Sorry, 5 seasons of 30 plus goals. 7 seasons of 20 plus goals. You look at the fact that Henry, he was a Confederations Cup best player. He was in the 2006 team of the tournament for the World Cup. He's a 3-time EPL Player of the Year. He managed to make the UEFA Team of the Year 5 times. Many people used to claim Henry only played well in the Premier League. That's obviously was a lie, because the fact of the matter, he's made the Team of the Year for UEFA, which really includes your performances in the Champions League mostly, 5 times. You look at the fact that one of his best seasons, he had 42 goals and 23 assists in 2003. That's an absolutely fantastic football player. Never won the Ballon d'Or, but when you look at Thierry Henry over the course of those 10 years, you look at in 2000, he came 4th. You look at 2001, he came 9th. 2002, 6th. 2003, 2nd. 2004, 4th. 2005, 5th. 2006, 3rd. 2007, 19. 2008, he didn't finish in the top 20. 2009, he finished 15th. So over the course of his career, 7 times he was rated as one of the top 10 players in the world by the Ballon d'Or. That's 5 more times in the top 10, and that's 8 times in the top 15 in 10 years. This is absolutely fantastic Ballon d'Or consistency. You also look at the fact that when you look at Henry, you look at what he did for Arsenal, how he was able to transcend the football club. The type of player that many people around the world became fans of Arsenal because of Thierry Henry. Henry changed the perception of EPL fans, how they look at strikers. A striker used to be looked at as simply as a number 9. Henry was able to bring midfield and wing elements to a number 9 position. Many people didn't think he would ever be successful, but of course he was. He had blistering pace, which you already know. But when you look at his positioning, being able to roam left, roam right, drop deep, play the forward line, all within a game, still carry a goal threat while still not losing that all-around activity, just always involved. You just have to look at how phenomenal a football player is. I believe that Thierry Henry, for example, is underrated. You look at the fact he was 5-time French Player of the Year. That's the award that goes to who they thought was the best French player in the year, obviously. For example, a player like Zidane only won that twice in his career. He was only considered 2 times the French Player of the Year. You look at the fact that in Europe, he scored 44 goals in 82 games for Arsenal. That was the best Thierry Henry. When Thierry Henry was on the downside, he managed to join Barcelona in his 2nd season, scored over 20 goals, scored 6 goals in the Champions League, and was a part of a fearsome, probably arguably one of the best teams in the history. And he was playing out of position on the left wing. Then you look at someone like, for example, Ronaldo, who people swear by. This is a Brazilian Ronaldo, as the greatest football player ever. People hype him up as a top 10 football player. 73 games in Europe, he scored 32 goals. And a lot of those goals came in the 2nd-tier competition of the Europa League. When I'm talking about Henry's goal record of 44 goals in 82 games for Arsenal, I'm talking in the Champions League. So all of that, you look at his resume, how people looked at him in terms of awards, you look at his statistics, Henry's right up there, had the goal threat, had the assist threat. And then you look at the fact that with Thierry Henry, what could he not do? He had lightning pace, which I just mentioned. He could dribble extremely well at an elite level. He was a great goal scorer. He could score great goals. He was a fantastic passer, really good crosser. He was always involved in all attacking play. So what can you do? What can you say against him? Like, what did he not do? The only two areas that I would say that Thierry Henry fails in, is the fact that in 2006 in Champions League, he really should have scored those two chances against Barcelona. I thought he had a good game overall. Arsenal went down 10 men after 20 minutes. I thought he had some of the best moments for Arsenal. It was really dangerous, but he did miss those two chances, which he should have scored at least one of those two chances. And he's never really had a great World Cup game for people to really point to. And a lot of people, if you're a great player and you have that one great World Cup game, people will always point to it and be able to create a legacy based off of it. Check Zidane. That's how his whole image of Zidane really came about. You know, the whole game against Brazil in 1998 and the game in 2006 created the whole Zidane image. I believe Thierry Henry is better than Zinedine Zidane. I think he's better than Ronaldo when we look at career-wise. People will say, oh, he didn't win a World Cup. Actually, yeah, he won a World Cup, so you can't point to that. Oh, he didn't win a European Championship. Yeah, he won that as well. Oh, he didn't win a Champions League. Yes, he won that as well. So he's won all those things. So people then will say, oh, but he wasn't the best player on the team that won the World Cup. Zidane wasn't the best player in 1998 when France won the World Cup. That's a fact. He wasn't rated as the best player on his team. The only game that really Zidane you can point to in 1998 that Zidane really played well in was the finals. Henry, of course, was injured and wasn't close to as good as he was when he was in his prime years at Arsenal. Euro 2000, Zidane was at his best. Henry also played exceptionally well. And in that final, I challenge anybody to go back and watch that final and tell me Zidane was better than Henry in that final. And when you look at both of them and then you throw Ronaldo into it, Ronaldo, unfortunately, because of his injuries, was never able to be the player that his talent suggested. So he was never able to evolve. Natural talent-wise, yes, I put him over Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry every year added something to his game. Ronaldo seemed to just have it, and it was just a matter of time that over the time it would just evolve. Thierry Henry, you had to directly see him working, adding this trick, adding that trick to complete the package. But it's not Thierry Henry's fault that Ronaldo got hurt. It really isn't. And you look at both players, Thierry Henry can match Ronaldo in goal scoring. No one can deny that. Thierry Henry has many more years than Ronaldo did. Thierry Henry played better in the Champions League than Ronaldo did. Yes, Ronaldo played better in the World Cup. I definitely give him that. And also, Ronaldo's international performances are better than Thierry Henry's international performances. But Thierry Henry had to adapt his game to suit Zidane more than Ronaldo had to adapt his game for any other player. And you look at the fact that when you look at Ronaldo versus Henry, not only can Henry match Ronaldo in dribbling, in terms of pace, in terms of goal scoring, in terms of scoring great goals, in terms of performances, Thierry Henry beats Ronaldo in terms of assists, in terms of all-around creativity, the ability to just absolutely just create consistently. What Ronaldo did in terms of like 1998 World Cup, where he created some chances, those were not the norm for Ronaldo. Ronaldo wasn't a chance creator. Thierry Henry is. Why? Because Thierry Henry had better vision and better passing ability. You look at Zinedine Zidane. Zidane, in his entire career, was hyped up because of this World Cup victory in 1998. Thierry Henry, by playing in England, some people really didn't look at the English Premier League as they look at it now. People thought that it wasn't as good as the Italian league or La Liga. That's debatable. We can argue about that another time. Thierry Henry, what was Zidane doing that he's doing? People have this myth that Zidane used to control the tempo of the game. Xavi Pirlo, like, he never did that. He was a number 10 final passer, technician, great player. Obviously, he would be in my top 20. So don't tell me he had this good game. Obviously, he would have good games because he's a great player. Thierry Henry used to do that in the attacking sense, and Thierry Henry used to create more chances and score more goals. People say, okay, but Thierry Henry is a forward and Zidane is a number 10. So then why is Thierry Henry able to do both and Zidane isn't able to do both? That's just the fact. You look at Zinedine Zidane at Juventus. For 3 years, he didn't score a goal in the Champions League. That seems unfathomable to me. Sorry, tongue twister there. So when you look at Henry, people don't talk about him at well. People like to also talk about Ronaldinho. People forget that during 2003, 2006, when Ronaldinho was all world, and I'll admit Ronaldinho during those 3 years, probably only Messi is better than him of players that I've seen. Well, not probably, Messi is definitely better than him. Thierry Henry was right there with him. Like, it was a debate between Henry and Ronaldinho. It wasn't as if, okay, Ronaldinho is the best player in the world, Henry somewhere way behind, or there's just no comparison. Henry was right there. Henry deserves to be rated amongst the top 15 players of all time, in my view. He should be up there in terms of players who have had a great legacy, and those players who, when we look at the Mount Rushmore of football players, Thierry Henry's name should be there and thereabouts. He's not Lionel Messi. I give Cristiano Ronaldo the edge of him because Cristiano Ronaldo's goal scoring record is just phenomenal. But over the last 30 or so years, post Diego Maradona, I would have to say it's Lionel Messi 1, Cristiano Ronaldo 2, Thierry Henry 3. All right, this has been footballmatrix.com audio blog. David Lawson, controversial corner. All right, peace.